After exactly 24 years of being at school, from grade R all the way up to PhD, I finally decided to put tools down. Upon completing my PhD, I decided to take a sabbatical. And this is something that people hardly do or rarely do. So sometimes it's frowned upon that, oh, what do you mean? Who does that? After this great milestone, what do you mean you're just gonna do nothing? But one thing that I've learned is that the heat of the shoe is felt by no one else but you. So you gotta make decisions that make sense to you, because at the end of the day, you have to honor your convictions and do that which you're convicted to do, no matter the noise outside. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about why I decided to take a sabbatical and the experiences that I had during my sabbatical. So please stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our series, My PhD Journey Unfiltered. Today I am going to focus on the unconventional thing that I did after completing my PhD. Taking a sabbatical, a 1-year-long sabbatical. The question is, why did I do that? Number one, I was traumatized by my PhD experience and I just needed to rest. I was tired, not necessarily physically tired, but mainly mentally and emotionally exhausted. And I just needed to put the tools down and breathe. The day I finally submitted my PhD, I already knew at the back of my mind that I was going to take a break. And I also feel like there were signs as well. Because one, I did not apply for anything. I did not apply for a postdoc position anywhere. I did not apply for a job. I did not apply for anything. I just wanted to rest. I felt like my PhD had broken something in me that needed time to heal. And although I could not articulate it, all I knew at the time was that I needed to take a break. And I did exactly that. I must also be honest that it was a bit strange at first to just be at home and do nothing. It felt good, I won't lie. Oof, it was nice. Just waking up and being and not doing. That was good. But it felt a bit weird, man, because it was unfamiliar. I had been on a go mode for the longest time. So this was the first time ever I just took a break and did nothing. So that unfamiliarity put me in a bit of an uncomfortable situation or position. But over time, I embraced it and I started enjoying being in that season of resting. And also, during the early years of my PhD, I discovered that I am a multifaceted individual. There are so many things that I'm interested in. There are so many things that I want to pursue. And in as much as I wanted to pursue those things, I couldn't during my PhD because it was hectic. There was no time to do anything else but PhD, So as I entertained the idea of a sabbatical, I was like, maybe that's also a perfect time to start exploring some of those interests and see what can come out of them. And I gave myself a challenge to pursue some, and I was happy that finally I can do things that I love. I'll probably share more about one or two of these interests as time goes by. the outside noise. Obviously, after graduating, whether it's for your degree, honors or master's or PhD, the common question that people will ask is, what's next? Congratulations, congratulations. So what's next? What are you doing? What are you going to do? And with a PhD, the expectation is that you either apply for a postdoc, you do a postdoc, or you go into industry, or you become a lecturer, maybe a junior lecturer, and go up from there. So when people ask me that question, I gave them an answer that they did not expect. I was like, I'm on a break. And some people, especially the older generation, would be like, what do you mean you're on a break? Aren't you supposed to be making money right now? You've been studying for a long time. This is your time to make money. Get a job and start making money. And I mean, I understand that they were not coming from a bad place. They were just being genuine. But I think at the time, I wouldn't receive such comments well, because I felt like I am the one who experienced the trauma. So no one's gonna give me pressure to go into the next thing while I'm still trying to heal from the trauma that I had to go through. But of course, I wouldn't say it out loud. It's something that would just be in my mind to say, guys, am I not allowed to rest? Am I not allowed to take a break and honor the demands and needs of my body? Some of the comments would also imply that you are lazy, which is honestly crazy. How can I be lazy after reaching such a big milestone? But I will forever be grateful for the support that I received from my family. Both my sisters and my mom were very understanding of the decision that I made, and they were fully supportive. They wouldn't constantly ask, okay, so what are you gonna do next? What's the plan? No, and I really, really appreciated that. I felt seen, I felt understood, and that's honestly all that I needed at that time. Even my partner, shame, he really understood. At first, he would send me the postdoc position applications, and I wouldn't apply. I think it got to a point where he realized that, this one is serious about not doing anything after PhD, just resting. And after that, he just respected my decision and supported me as well. So for me, at that time, that's exactly what I needed. And some of my friends as well, super supportive. Some, of course, had to ask the important questions. So, Mamusa, how are you going to survive? What is your game plan? How are you going to pay rent? How are you going to survive on a monthly basis? Which I really appreciated as well, because it shows that someone is concerned. They want to know, okay, girl, but you know, how are you going to live? And that's something that I'm going to cover shortly. But the most important thing that I learned from this whole thing is just how important it is to honor your convictions and don't really pay too much attention on the noise outside. Again, it may be genuine. It may be people who are genuinely concerned about you, but you don't have to entertain every comment from outside. You know, as long as you have peace, you and God are aligned, you're on the same page, then just continue. Not everything has to make sense to everyone. So it's so important to honor your convictions and do that which you have been convicted to do, no matter what the whole world says. Even if it means traveling or taking the road less traveled, go for it. Doing an unconventional thing, go for it. Rather look stupid to the outside world, but knowing that deep down you are at peace and you know that what you're doing is good for you, and it's exactly what you need, what your soul needs, what your spirit needs as well. Now, let's talk about the practical reality. It's not everyone who has the desire to take a sabbatical who can actually take it. And that's because people have a lot of responsibilities, and we cannot undermine that. And because of that, they are not able to rest, take a break, and just be. So I realized, Tori, it's actually a privilege. Because I'm just thinking that if my mom was not working, I would have been forced to look for a job or do a postdoc so that I can help out at home. But because God has blessed her with a job and she doesn't really need me as such, then I was able to just follow my convictions and honor my wishes and desires. So that is something that I am very much aware of, and I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly, the fact that I felt the need to rest and I rested. And there are people who are carrying so much responsibilities that it's impossible for them to rest. So I sympathize with such people. And I mean, rest can look different from person to person. Maybe for you, it might not be the whole year, but it may be taking leave every now and then just so you can, if you're working, just so you can regroup, breathe, and recover. Maybe it can be taking a month off or 2 months, or maybe before you go for the next thing, just take a month or 2 or 3 off. Be completely out and not be engaged in any stimulating thing so that you can rest and then move to the next thing. So rest can look different. Or maybe it can also look like doing the things that you love, doing the things that excite you, the things that recharge your energy and make you feel more alive. So it can really look different. Now, going back to the question that I was asked, how am I going to support myself during this period? One thing that I need to mention about myself is that I am very financially saving. From a young age, I've always been someone who would save, whether I'm saving 1 rand or 5 rand, whatever amount that I have, there's always a portion that I'm putting away. And that helped me a lot when I received like a lump sum of money from my bursary. For example, the first time I got a lump sum when I was in undergrad, I was able to save up that money so well without issues because I knew that these people only pay once a year. And if they pay in June this year, it means I have to make sure that I've got enough money that will sustain me up until June next year. So that skill helped me a great deal, and I've been practicing it and it's been working so well for me. So even with me deciding to take a sabbatical, of course I had to look at my account first to see if I can afford to take one. And when I did my calculations, I first had to calculate rent money and put it aside. And if I can still leave a little bit, So because of the savings that I had, I was confident to go ahead with the decision and take a sabbatical. This is not to say that I had a lot of money. No, I did not. What helped me was that I am not someone who spends money on things. I'm not shame. I can spend money on races and doing stuff because I like things. But I think what helps is that I don't spend money on like body expensive clothing items, shoes and what. No, I'm not. And that is super helpful for me. That's how I was able to save up money that will be enough to cover me for the whole year. So if this is something that you are considering, maybe in the near future, first work on your finances, save up your money. If you're going to take a break for 3 months or 6 months, make sure that you have money that can cover you for that period. And that way you will enjoy your rest and you won't be worried about what you're going to eat the following day or how you're going to pay rent the following month. Okay. More than anything, the sabbatical gave me rest. Oh, I rested. By the end of my sabbatical, I felt so rejuvenated. I felt so alive. I felt like me again. Oh, and I was so grateful for that time that I spent at home, resting, of course, and also exploring a few things here and there. It was so fulfilling. Another thing that it gave me was healing. Ooh. Remember, the reason why I ended up taking a sabbatical in the first place was because of the trauma that I had. So taking that time off to heal was so important for me. And now I can talk about my research again. Something which I couldn't do after submitting. I wanted nothing. Listen, I wanted absolutely nothing to do with my research. I was done. But now I can have a conversation once again. I can go back to my thesis now and look at it. But I couldn't do that before. So that shows that over time, healing happened. And now I'm in a good space mentally and emotionally. Because I remember also after submitting the PhD thesis, if you had asked me at that time whether or not I would do a PhD again, my immediate answer would have been no. No and full stop. That's just how bad it was. But now, if you come and ask me again, as I already mentioned in the previous episode, would you do it again? Absolutely, I would. Because in as much as it cost me a lot, in as much as I experienced a lot of setbacks, I also got a lot of things out of it. Things that made me to be a better person. And for that, oh, I would definitely do it again. And of course, there are opportunities and exposure and all those nice things. Yes, I would do it again. So healing was one of the things that the sabbatical gave me that I am super grateful for. Another thing that I got from this period of rest was clarity. Clarity on what I want, what I don't want. And spending more time with God, having those honest, raw conversations with God. But God, what do you actually want me to do? What should I do? Lead me, guide me, give me clarity. And you know, when you are in stillness, you can hear the voice of God better than when you are busy and occupied. I'm not saying you can't. When you are busy, you can, definitely. But in stillness, that's when the voice of God is even more louder. So I got clarity as well. Some things are now clearer than they used to be before. There is a gift in slowing down. Yes, it may feel like you are falling behind, It may feel like you are not making progress. It may feel like you are creating a gap in your CV, but there's a reward that comes with that. And when you come out with so much freshness that no one can take away from you. So if you are convicted to take a break, whether it's from your work or from your studies, please do it. As for how long, that is your personal decision, but don't feel bad, don't feel guilty, don't feel like you are being left behind. Just honor your conviction and you won't regret it. This is coming from someone who has done it, so go for it. It will be totally worth it. I promise you. And one more thing before I end this video. This was definitely one of the bravest things I've ever done in my life. Putting the tools down and resting. Shoo. As someone who's a go-getter, always chasing something, chasing what's next, hey, bo. It was brave, I must say. But so rewarding. So worth it. And that, ladies and gents, brings us to the end of our episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give it a huge thumbs up if you did and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Alrighty, until next time, please take care of yourself. Bye.